Looks like we just went live. So it looks like tonight, from what I understand, we're just supposed to be talking about our projects, kind of the assignment we did, the paper that he gave us where we're supposed to submit the things from like what we learned and that big long list of questions we're kind of supposed to present to one another. That's kind of what I gathered. Does anybody else understand anything else different?
Nope.
Nope.
All right, so who wants to go first?
I can go. Okay, well, I don't have my paper up, but I can explain to you guys what my project was about. So, my project entailed 30 minutes of reading the scriptures each weeknight, but having a question deep down in my heart about how I can start to try to be a good father, because my wife and I were starting to think about having kids and whatnot. So I wanted to be able to prepare myself this semester a little bit on how to be a good father. I will say this. So my consequence was if I don't read that night, the next day, I have to go out and run around the block for exercise. So, I mean, obviously that sounds horrible, and it was a few times. But I only didn't do it a couple times. So halfway through the semester, also, I got a herniated disc, and so it was kind of hard to follow up with those consequences if I didn't do it. I think there was like once or twice that I didn't. And I feel like if I were to change it again, if I were to like go back and redo the accountability project, I'd probably change it to where there might be like a couple different types of consequences, just in case something like that does come up again, and I'm not able to go run around the block. But all in all, like, I think it was a good thing for me. My wife and I, so like I want to say like 3/4 of the way through, I had some inspiration as I was reading, and I went over into the other room and I talked with Cassie and told her what I was doing. Well, I explained the accountability project actually, and we kind of just started to talk about it, and we ended up reading the scriptures together and praying about it together on like when a good time might be to have kids. And our impression was that any time is a good time as long as your priorities are in check. That's kind of what Heavenly Father told us. And so it was really cool to be able to see, and that wasn't just the one time thing. That happened a few times with me as I was reading. And so I feel like that alone, like those experiences are what made the accountability project just a good thing for me. So yeah, I mean, I feel like overall I've started to understand some responsibilities of what it would be to be a good father. And I think it definitely helped me out.
Sweet.
Yep.
That's an awesome goal. It's a great thing to do. Good job.
Thanks.
Get your priorities in line so you can have some babies.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to go next? That was good, Nathan.
Thanks.
I really liked that.
Okay, so I can go. My goals were to read 2 or 3 chapters a day, pray personal prayer 3 times a day, track all my calories that I take in, and then exercise 3 days a week, 30 minutes or more. So the scripture reading, the prayers were actually pretty easy. I think I had one day where I missed on the scripture reading, but I cheated. I actually just listened to the scriptures in my car on the way to and from work, and that's an hour each way. That's 2 hours a day, and then on the weekend I just had to remember. Sunday I always read anyway, so Saturday was the day I really had to do something different where I had to make sure I stopped to read. The exercising 3 days a week was a pain because I was only really doing, besides walking, I was doing regular walking, but doing more exercise than that was a pain. I missed that 3 times this semester. My punishment was I had to sing a song to my team at work, and so I had to do that 3 times. Not fun. The tracking the calories I did, but I went over on my calorie goal 3 times on that as well, so I had to sing for that as well. I did combine 2 of my songs because they happen to happen the same week. So for me, I was really glad the reading or listening to the scriptures to and from work actually did a lot because I could, instead of focusing on reading, I could focus on what I was hearing, and I was able to get a lot out of it. One of the revelations that I've never been able to relate to Laman and Lemuel. To me, they were just always the bad guys, right? So I couldn't really learn from them because I couldn't relate to them. Well, this time through the Book of Mormon, I realized these were kids or young men who were given a lot. They grew up in a wealthy family. They never had to pray. They relied on their father's testimony, and since their life was easy, that testimony was never tested. And so I could relate to them a little more. And obviously, they made poor choices, but I could at least see where they were coming from, why it was so difficult for them to accept, what they were being asked to do. And then the fact that they never chose to pray. Any time in my life where I've stopped praying, it's a lot harder for me to do the right things. So I was grateful that I was actually able to learn from them this time instead of only focusing on what Nephi is doing. So I think it's been a good experience for me. I don't like singing in front of my team at work because they're all my employees and it's pretty embarrassing, but whatever. It was fine. And that's all I got. And apparently my camera moved while I was talking.
No, that sounds like a good experience.
Did you record your singing so we could hear it? That would have
Yeah.
No, in fact, one of my employees tried to record it one of the times, and I stopped and I just sat there until they put their phone up. Oh, Amber, if you want me to sing for you, I'll sing for you. Only if I get to hear your voice first. I did I Will Survive for one of the songs. And I did a rap song for one of the songs. And then what was the other song?
I want to hear that rap.
Oh, you heard of Cake?
Yeah.
So you know the song The Distance?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe you're talking about something different.
Oh. You really want to hear a little bit? I'll do it. I'm not afraid. See,
Yep.
you guys are like family to me. So, and this is the last time we'll ever see each other. So reluctantly crouched at the starting line, engines pumping and thumping in time. The green light flashes, the flags go up, churning and burning. Okay, that's enough.
Nice.
Now I'm a little embarrassed, but that's okay.
That was awesome.
So good luck following that, Tara.
Okay. I am going to be honest. I totally just fell short halfway through the semester with my accountability project. I stayed good on half of the goals that I set for, and because the realization that this project brought me was that I tend to take on too much, and I have a hard time telling people no, and so I overwhelm myself. But I made physical goals of doing exercising 20 minutes every day, and I did really good in the beginning, and then it got cold outside, and I decided that exercising is only good in the summertime. Um, and then for spiritual goals, those are the ones I stuck with most of the time. Scriptures, I only missed once or twice, and my scriptures was to read 15 minutes for original scriptures and then 15 minutes of family scriptures with my kids every day, and we were pretty consistent with that. And then to write in my journal 10 minutes each week. And so those are the ones that I was able to stick with, because just over the years I found that that's the biggest thing that helps me to actually just stick with all the stuff I have to do. So just a little bit of background about me. So I'm a single mom. I have 4 kids, and I've been going to school for the last 4.5 years. And I started working full time this summer. So I have like no extra time for anything. And so adding extra goals onto my plate this semester was actually really challenging because I already have so much I'm doing. So I learned through this project that I can only do what I'm doing right now, and I can't do extra, and I need to learn to let some things go and be okay with it. And I'm really close to finishing my degree. I have till July, and then I'll be done. And then I decided I'll start exercising again in July when I'm all done with school. But I also had an emotional goal to help me emotionally, that I needed to put distractions away and focus on my children when that comes. So whether it's I'm doing homework too much and they're knocking at the door and need me, I just need to say, okay, I can stop for a minute and give them my full attention. And I've been doing that pretty well through the whole project, and I've made sure to make eye contact with them and really try to validate what they're saying. Even if I think it's silly and I've got too much to do, I found that if I just give them 5 minutes, it makes all the difference. And it's been a really good thing for me and for the relationship with my kids. What else? So as far as my accountability went, I just had consequences of, so we make a homemade Sunday treat on Sundays, and if I didn't follow through with my physical goals, I'd still have to make the treat. I just couldn't eat it, and I was pretty good about doing that most of the time, unless it was like something really good. And then if I fell short with scriptures, then I wouldn't be able to watch my much needed Netflix binge watching on the weekend to unwind, and so I just do extra homework and studying on the weekends instead of watching a show or whatever. And so I just tried to keep myself accountable in that way. And I found through the project that the greatest motivator for me was keeping in touch with the partner that I had, and we just kept through email, and it was really nice to have someone to talk to about how good things went or how they weren't working out so well. So that's what I did, and you know, that's it.
That's awesome.
That's mean, making an ice cream sundae and then not eating it. That's like, what do they call it? Sadomasochism or something like that?
That's horrible.
Yeah, I think it sounds like you did a really good job, though, Tara. I mean, I have a lot of respect for that. It sounds like you already have a lot on your plate, and to add all those goals to it, I mean, I think you did the best you could. I mean, I would count a lot of those no's as excused no's for sure.
Yeah, I thought so. That's what I had to realize, though, is that I need to stop thinking I can do more than I can. I'm kind of a time optimist, so like just before our meeting, my family's watching the Santa Claus, and I'm like, oh, one more minute, and I'm watching it with them because I love that movie. I'm like, oh, I can wait one more minute. I got time. I'm like, it's so incredible when he's like, I got time. I'm always rushing.
David, I like how you say start typing, Amber. I guess I mean, unless we want to wait for Amber to. Amber, are you going to type it all out at once, or what's your plan?
I like how she said something like we were going to hear it.
She wants us to read her lips.
That's the first time all semester I've seen her even move her mouth. Other than to smile. So yeah, Austin, why don't you tell yours while she's typing hers out?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's kind of what I was going to go for. So I like Tara. Sometimes when I set goals, I feel like I can really be an overachiever. And I felt like I looked at some of the examples for like what the accountability project was for this course and like how many goals there were. And I set a ton of goals. And I did not realize like how much work it was going to be to keep one of each of the goals. So like some of my goals were, did I complete all my homework assignments that were due today? Did I read scriptures for 15 minutes? Did I follow up with my partners? Did I serve somebody today? Was I completely honest in my dealings today? Did I watch appropriate TV shows? Did I check in on my aunt? Did I listen to conference talks? And I felt like I was pretty consistent on doing all of those. Like there was very, very few times that I could honestly say that I didn't do them. And the times that I felt like I didn't do them, I felt like were like excused. I mean, I shouldn't like excuse no's because I was so busy with work or like had so much homework that there was just like possibly no way that I could have fit in those other times. But one of the reasons I set those goals is I still wanted to be able, like with school and work and with everything that I do each week, to be able to balance serving others and reading my scriptures and having spiritual goals as well. And I feel like over the process of it, one thing I set was to go to the temple once a month. And I thought something that was really cool is I actually ended up going like once a week because I found that it helped so much. And so I feel like where there were some areas that like maybe I wasn't super consistent every day, and like some of my consequences were if my accountability partners followed up with me and asked me why I put a no, that I had to send them a $20 gift card to the restaurant of their choice, but nobody ever followed up with me. So that never really happened. That never really happened, to be honest. But one of my others was that I had to buy lunch for people at work, and I did do that once, and that I had to like take my aunt to play golf or send her a golf gift card. We went and played golf a few times. And so I feel like, I mean, I kind of made up for it here and there, but I felt like the most important thing was for me, not necessarily that I gained accountability to others, but I gained accountability to my Heavenly Father. And like, I wanted to be honest, and I wanted to do the things that I could do. And I felt like all of those things, like, helped me to become a better spiritual person and will help me to be a better father, a better friend, and just like reach out and be more aware of others around me. I don't know. I feel like it was kind of hard. Like I probably set way too many goals for myself. I feel like in the future, if I could do it again, I'd really narrow it down and focus on just like a few goals and really get good at those goals instead of trying to do everything and go to school full time and work full time and date. It just sometimes just got to be way too much, and I just felt very overwhelmed. Yeah, I do enjoy overwhelming myself sometimes. It feels like, honestly, feel like and I had another class this semester. This was the other thing that we actually had to start a business for. And so on top of all that, like I started a side cleaning business and then I ended up cleaning apartments. And so literally there was weeks where I was probably going on dates, cleaning apartments, going to work, doing my homework, and I would go to bed at like 1 and get up at 5 and start all over again the next day. Just like go, go, go.
Was it B283?
Oh yeah.
I'm doing that one too.
I sold cookies.
What did you guys do for your business?
I did holiday pies. I baked pies for Thanksgiving.
I did Cookie Nirvana. Had $3,000 worth of sales.
What?
Yep.
Did you really?
Yeah, and the kids, I actually sold the business to my two sons at the end of it for $10, and over the last 2 years, they've made about $6,000 off of it.
What kind of cookies?
The best chocolate chip cookies in the world.
Like homemade or?
Yeah, it's my wife's recipe. I totally stole it.
Dude, what kind of drugs are you putting in there? No cookies make that
Dude.
much money.
Dude, they are so good. There's a reason I'm all of this, because my wife can cook.
Awesome.
Yeah, they've got all their Christmas cookie orders in right now, so like every day they're making at least 24 cookies.
And how old are your sons?
14 and 12.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. Well, Austin, don't overwhelm yourself, but it sounds like you did a pretty good job. It's cool that you went to the temple every week.
Yeah, that was a win. So that was one thing I improved on. But yeah, I don't know. I just guess I like making myself feel like I have no time to do anything. So
Well, idle hands and all that.
yeah, it's true.
You can never be the devil's plaything if you're always busy.
Well, in my case, something very similar happened to me. Not quiet, but very similar to you. And my goals are where I'm gonna say are because my punishment was that if I fail or any of my goals, then I will have to do this and keep it doing for 12 months. So obviously, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. So I'm also the type of person that is very optimistic, and I believe that I have time for everything, and that I believe that we should not have any excuses for anything. But I work for the company I work for, and it's not excuses, but I work for a CEO, and he has like 26 businesses. So I'm like a chief of staff, and slash errand boy, office manager slash whatever. And my job is very, very demanding. If you can see, it's 10 o'clock at 10:25. We're just now driving home from work, and that's kind of like it's like an everyday thing. I don't have a schedule, but I work long hours. A lot of people think I'm crazy for taking classes in school and then doing this crazy job, but for me, it's just a stepping stone. And I'm learning a lot, and because it's kind of like the main company or one of the top companies that he owns is marketing companies in the automotive industry, but they also do marketing for films, for films like I don't know if any one of you have seen a movie called Little Boy.
I have.
You have? Anybody?
Little boy.
Yeah, Little Boy. Yeah. So that was us. I worked for the executive producer of that movie. So we had to do a lot. I mean, we did all the private screenings and like a nationwide thing. And it just the only thing I didn't like is they launched that movie during like Star Wars. So you can't compete with that. So the previous Star Wars movie a couple of years ago. So my goals were I spend more time with my kids as a group. I have three kids, two boys and a little girl, and it's 10, 7, and 4, and they demand a lot of time from me, of course, obviously, but that was one of my goals, and I also put go to the temple with my wife at least once a month, and study the scriptures every day, which was kind of I don't think it was a cheat, but it was easy. That one was an easy one because I took the class for scriptures every day anyway. So it was like a redundant thing. I had to do it no matter what. So that was another thing that I did. And then on top of that, my other one was of course check on the two people that where I actually two people asked me to be their person to check daily on their account, on their goals. and those two people basically quit. You know, I checked on them as much as I could. We kind of agreed that we were going to check on each other, but no, I don't. You know, one quit first, and then the one quit later, and that just kind of made me remember when I first started going to school again, because it was like 60 of us, and only 12 of us finished the pathway thing. It was like 60 students, and only 12 finished the class. So that reminded me of that. Um, then where I did not go to the temple because for a couple of reasons. They closed it for like almost a month, and then the next month the mission was to go with my wife. And then the next month my wife I went out of town for 2 weeks. The week we had planned to go. When she came back, like the weekend that she came back, the temple was closed just for that weekend. And then this month is the only month that we say we're going before the end of the year. So, which is going to be next week. So it's, it's not like that's the only reason that it didn't happen. But I said that, well, if for any reason I cannot accomplish any of these goals, I'm going to set this and print it out and put it out everywhere and that I can see it at the house and in the office, and then keep doing it for 1 year. That was my punishment. Regardless of whether it was my fault or not my fault, whatever excuse, there was no excuse, I had to do it. So the one thing I did learn is that I'm not a superhero, and I cannot do 20 things at the same time. And even though I do believe I can do all these things, and my schedule is crazy, and I'm taking 3 classes for school. I actually didn't think that it was going to be a huge deal, but a lot of the spending time with my kids, I did take them out as a group, but I didn't spend time with them individually, which was my main, was like kind of like something I really wanted to do. But I didn't do that yet. So I said that this month I'm going to do it. In some way, somehow, I'm going to find time for each one of them, and then go out with each one of them individually, and just spend time with them. And also, I got my wife involved in that one, because I wanted my wife to do the same thing, to go out with them, just her and my daughter, her and one of our boys, and then her and my other boy. Because I think it's a good relationship building and a bond building activity. Another one of my goals was go to the gym regularly. I said as much as I can, but there is a gym in the office, so that one was pretty cool because I can go at any time. So even if I just went for half an hour, it was my lunch. Instead of going out for lunch for 1 hour, I will just go to the gym for half an hour, 45 minutes, and I'll just eat for 20 minutes, and that was it. So I was able to do that, and I'm going to continue to do that because it was a couple of days or 3 days that for work reasons, I didn't have time to do it. But then I said I'm going to have to do it so that there's no excuse. I got to do it every day, or get up a little early every day. And next semester, I'm going to take less classes so that I might be able to have time for all this goal. So I did learn that I have to have more of a plan, and my goals have to be smart. Like we learned the SMART techniques, where they have to be time. They have to be we have to be able to set goals that we're able to accomplish. Otherwise, they're not really goals. They're just wishes that we're just writing on a paper, but we're not really following the method to achieve all those goals. And that's really what I learned. If anybody have any questions, just let me know. Anybody? Questions?
Yeah, how did you drive all the way home and do that at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh well. I did what I did a lot of what David did. Like I listened to the scriptures on the road, because it's about 40 minutes each way. You know, sometimes when there's no traffic, like tonight, it's you know, it's less time. But when every day going home and coming back at certain hours, there's always traffic. So I always put the scriptures and listen to them on my car. I mean, I learned how to do that a long time ago, so it's like it's a habit for me to do that. Like I'm a school right now. I don't have any like crazy callings because of my job and in my you know, my school schedule. So the bishop knows about it. So what he just did, he gave me a Sunday school teacher. So I prepare my class on the way to work and I review it on the way back. You know, whenever I have to teach the class.
I need to come to your ward. I'm doing school and work and kids, and they still call me the camper.
Yeah, they sometimes my daughter waits for me when I get home, and that's when she goes to bed. So you could see the other day when we were talking on the meeting, she will most days she will not go to bed until I get home. And she's only 4 years old, so you know. Sometimes she will call me on the phone. It's like, Papa, when are you coming home? Why are you coming home so late? She's 4 years old. So, you know, it's this job is not gonna be forever. So I just, you know, I'm trying to include them. Sometimes I bring them to the office, and they're happy to do that, and I have them help me, and so they can understand what I do, and they love it. You know,
Great.
my boss is okay with me, you know, having the kids at home because the office doesn't even look like an office. It looks like a penthouse apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day if you guys are coming to Miami, bring me up. I'll give you guys a tour.
Would love to go to Miami. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, no kidding.
We call it the lighthouse. We don't even call it. It's not an office. We call it the lighthouse.
Cool.
It has like, whatever snacks you can think of, we have it.
That's funny.
Good luck on your goals over the next year, then.
Yeah.
I that's it. I just put them together last night, and then I put in a nice paper. So I'm gonna keep following. I think by the time next year, this time I'll be saying like, lightweight, baby, lightweight. I'll be like, you know, doing 300-pound bench and, you know.
All right, Amber, we gave you a lot of time.
Yep. Thank you so much.
No. I was teasing Amber, not you.
Oh,
sorry, Michael.
No, I think my goals were a lot. I think I put too many goals, and you know, but I was able to keep up, but it was not the performance that I wanted when I initially wrote them down.
Well, you'll get there.
All right, moment of truth, Amber.
Where is it?
She takes it off mute and starts to talk after all this time.
Are you going to put it in the chat or share your screen with a Word document?
Oh.
Thought we were kidding. No, we want to know
everything.
We want to know something. Yes. That's fine.
You share it if you look on the left-hand side top. There's a green little TV screen with an arrow in it. If you click that, it will let you share your screen. And then for the rest of us, if you click on Amber's little video where you can see her face at the bottom of the screen, it will lock hers in so that if you guys talk, it won't switch out. Does that make sense?
Now we can only see your face. No one else's. Oh, now I see myself. All right.
Wow.
It was there but then it went away. Oh, there it is again.
There we go. Well, there you go.
Should we take turns reading?
We should do it as Daisy Duck.
Okay.
Just kidding.
We can let you start.
All right. Mine was being mindful of social media and replaced it with scripture, reading, and the ensign to listen to the Spirit and help those around me. I did well for most of the time, but a few times I missed. The hard one for me was reading the scriptures. I did not follow the consequences because of the high stress I was under at that time. This guy named David in my class kept bugging me about not talking in our social group, and it really threw me off from completing my goals. It was more than just schooling affecting me. It was work, family, and getting engaged. The high stress created back issues would put me down for 1 to 2 days. My fiance could see how the stress was affecting me and my health, that he did it himself. He told me I owe him later. I think someone else can read now.
I will. I accomplished what I wanted to, but it was too much for me all at once. I've become a better, caring person. I try to help others where I can. I had a few people from work who needed a listening ear, and they knew I could be that person. They knew they could let off steam without being judged because of this our relationship had grown stronger. This project at the beginning started out easier and I was excited. As time went on, it got a little harder and I wasn't as enthusiastic as I was starting out. There were other things that were demanding on my attention or got in the way. I still did a good job, but it got oops, gone. Sorry, can't finish. Oh, okay. I still did a good job, but it got more challenging to work on the project as time went by. You have to make it a priority for it to work. It is never going to be easy or convenient, but I just have to keep working on it. I must take smaller steps to reach the bigger goal. It is hard, but worth it.
And then the last sentence said, I can't believe how much hair Austin has lost over the course of the semester.
It's always great when you laugh so hard at your own jokes, Austin.
I know. That's the best part.
Well, this is the first time I've looked forward to going to group meetings. No offense to all my other groups, but, well, no, they can take offense.
Yeah.
This one's been pretty cool.
I think this is the first group where I haven't, I don't think I've missed a single meeting, and I'm pretty sure in all my other groups I've purposely missed meetings sometimes. But it really is fun to get together with you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never, ever in my whole, I'm almost done. I have 2 semesters left after this, and I have never enjoyed a group meeting ever until this class. Like, literally, it's just been dreadful. But I've always looked forward to these meetings. Like, I know they're going to be fun and lighten the mood of school and stress and work. Like, it was never a burden to come to these meetings, I didn't feel like.
And Nathan's hypnotic swaying has relaxed me so much this semester.
Good. I'm just in a swivel chair, and it's just so easy and calming for me. I figured it'd be calming for you guys, too.
All semester, it's been like, Nathan's just calming us down.
That's funny. So, am I supposed to post this video somewhere or submit it? Are we all supposed to submit it with our assignment? I didn't really understand that.
Let's find out. I hope I get a good grade on this final project, because the submission, whenever we first submitted the accountability project in week 2, I submitted it a day late. And so this is like a third of our grade, but I got a C- on it because it was a day late.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
So right now I have a B in this class, so I need like an A on this thing to get an A in this class.
But all we have to do is submit the essay, right?
Essay. I don't even see.
And your goal chart or whatever.
I just put the link to mine.
Yeah, I mean the Google Docs or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know where we're supposed to post this.
I can't
I'm just gonna submit it with my on that same page, and I'll say I'm submitting this for all of our group. If we need to submit it somewhere else, let me know.
Yeah, why don't you just email us the YouTube link, and
Okay.
I'll add it to my write up too. So this is a write up or our final discussion. It may have been an ungraded thing. We just did it because he wanted to make sure we got one last chance to say goodbye.
Well, I got to
was
get off
curious,
before I
Amber.
start
Come
to
on.
tear up.
I feel
No,
like we
it
have a class reunion or something.
is. Who really is? What classes are you guys really taking next semester?
What am I taking? Hold on, let me go to
Um,
BYU student.
I'm off next semester.
Nathan, of course you are. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm taking 3 courses. What am I doing? I'm taking B301 financial management.
I took
B3
that this semester.
Is it easy?
Dude, it's a walk in the park. If you've taken the
Yay!
accounting, if it's the accounting classes, you'll breeze through it.
I've taken
You-
I've taken the 2 accounting classes.
Yeah,
Um,
you'll be good then.
Amber
this is
says business stats.
well, I was still
I'm taking
sharing
that,
it.
Amber.
I'm in Intro to International Business, B380, and then Doctor in Covenants,
Wait, what are your guys' majors again?
Business Management.
yeah.
All of you?
Yep.
Amber, what are you?
Yours is mine.
Austin? Is yours business too?
Yeah, business
Guys,
management.
business people. That's who I've been dealing with this whole semester.
What are you?
Construction management.
What?
Construction.
Oh, I thought you said distraction management.
No.
I was like, oh, that's why he's swaying so
That's where the
much.
swing comes from. That's swaying 101. That's what the class was.
You know what sometimes you look like? Did you ever play I realize you're young. So like in the 90s the game Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Like after you get there when it says finish him and they're just doing this number waiting for you to do the finishing move.
Finish him. And they're just like swaying.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking marketing management, which is B341, and launching new ventures, B383. And then
I'm in
taking,
B383 right now. I'm in my last week of it.
how is it? Totally terrible?
No, you do kind of like in this class where you have a lot of casework. So the first half of the course or the first half of the semester you do a case every week with a group call that you have to discuss, and then the second half you get in a group and you do a business. So the first half you plan your own big business and you do a case study call every week. The second half of the class there's no more case study calls, you just do a group create your own charity with a group.
Right?
And these are all theoretical, so you don't actually have to go do it, but you do have to interview people. So like I had to do 100 interviews this semester for my business that I air quotes created. But it's not a difficult class. At least the grading wasn't difficult as long as you put thought into the work.
Okay. Just kind of busy work type of stuff.
It's not well. I didn't consider it to be busy work. I mean, it helped me learn the principles of, how to design a business. I liked the class. I didn't like it as the thing I didn't like was it was a giant group meeting the first 8 weeks. Every single week it was like 50 people on a group call. I'm exaggerating. It's probably like 20, 25, but it was just too many people for everybody. And you'd always have that one person like me that wanted to talk a lot. And so that one person would dominate the call, and like the other 19 of us wouldn't, get to do much.
Okay. And then I'm taking environmental stewardship. Have you guys taken that one? It's a science. It's the.
I've taken that one.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
took
one.
that
I like that one.
I should have taken it a long time ago, but I hate science, and so I've saved it till very last.
No, it's pretty good.
Not too bad.
No, I really liked, but I also like the Pakistan class. I don't know if y'all taken that one, Global
I'm in
Hotspot
that one right
Pakistan.
now.
I love that class.
I hate it.
Me too. I hated it.
I chose to do the other world's. What is it? World's.
Yeah.
Civilization. I did the world fundamental one instead of that one because.
So I do have a Facebook page, but I've never done anything with it. So really, you should email me or text me if you ever want to talk to me again, because I don't do anything on Facebook. I don't post on it or anything. Any social media.
I don't do it much either.
I am anti-social media.
It's way
Just
too.
added Nathan.
On Facebook?
Yep.
Nice. Wait, did you find the right one? There's like 5.
Yeah, I could see your sexy beard.
Yes. I'm going to get to
Eric.
grow that now. Ooh. I'll
Eric,
look just like David.
Did you say you don't have Facebook, Tara?
Oh, I do. It's I don't know. I don't get on there much either. It's just Tara Jean Wolf.
Let's see. David, where are you at, homie?
I'm in Texas.
Yeah, but do you have Facebook?
Well, like I said, I do, but I will never post on it. I don't
just
believe in.
email
I don't
you.
really believe in social media.
Nathan,
I guess
we have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
if you direct message me, I'd probably respond to that. It is my phone. How do I tell
we
what
have
my?
mutual friends somehow.
There are like 500 Austin Blacks on Facebook.
Here, I'll show. Well, I don't know. Let's see here. I want to see something.
Nathan Hazard.
Oh, maybe we don't have mutual friends, but you came right up for some reason, and nobody else is.
Who?
See, I see 4 Nathan Hazards, but none of them look like you.
Told you. And they're all weirdos too. They all message me and they're like, "Hey, you need to join our clan." I'm like, "What the heck? You guys are weird."
Which one of these is you?
Is yours the one engineering assistant at AMM Tech Consultants?
That's me.
It is?
Amtech, yeah. I don't see any of those, David.
Wait, do you live in Utah?
Oh, see all.
So my parents live in Utah right now. We're going down for Christmas, but we live in Rexburg.
Oh, okay.
Did I spell your name right? I did.
I guess I can stop the broadcast. He doesn't need all of our